Good evening YouTube. Well, just a brief video on what I've been up to today, what I'm up to still. It's been such a nice day. Went to town, met a mate of mine for we normally do a cup of tea in Hereford in the city, and I said I need some kind of method of getting rid of the scratches on my car because they're quite deep scratches, and as you know, I've told you before, I now plan on keeping this car for the foreseeable future. And there's some nasty scratches on it, and this is the reason why the man I bought it off in Malvern couldn't sell it in the first place, because people were thinking, oh, Audi and so on, and you know, they were looking, you know, although it's 20 years old now and it was 19 years old at the time, they were looking for something that looked brand new, and it didn't, because it got some scratches, some of them quite deep. So the old method back in the day is, I'll show you now, a thing called T-cut. So the scratches on my car were quite bad. I don't think you can even see that. Can you see that scratch there? Along there, and it went all the way along there now. And it's disappeared. I've still got that one next, there's more work needs doing on it. Now the car is full of scratches, not full of scratches, but a lot of scratches. Now back in the day, back in the 80s and even 70s, there was something called T-cut. Now T-cut still exists, but they do a wide range of products. Now I've gone for the original. So the T-cut you'd have bought back in 40, maybe 50 years ago, whatever. And you know what? I forgot how good this stuff is. It actually works. If you can see that scratch there. Now, like I said, it went all the way across there. Now that, because I worked on it, has all but disappeared. That's very impressive. So that's what I'm doing this evening now. So I've been to town. Now I've got back, the sun's, it's a very nice evening still. But where I am down in the corner here, there's not so much sunshine now, so the sun's gone down. I haven't got much longer because I need to get some sleep, because I'm doing a 14-hour shift tomorrow, but I'm doing a bit of car polishing, if you like. So yeah, so I've gone for the T-cut, and like I said, I'm very surprised. I should have known, because I used to use it back in the day on all my old cars and that they got scratches, and I forgot how effective it actually is. And like I say, if you look at that scratch there, which I've worked on a bit, but not as much as I've worked that, so here, that scratch sort of stops, but it went all the way across there. And I've near as damn it got rid of it. Isn't that impressive? So basically what it does, it's got some kind of abrasive compound in it, which basically, if you like, sort of scratches the paint away and goes into the grooves where the cuts are. Now, these are deep scratches. That's a very deep scratch. That's why that part of it, somebody's obviously done with the key years ago, and they've scratched all the way along there, and they've sort of come away a bit, so we're still scratched there, but not as deep as that. So that's going to need more work doing on it. There are other parts of the car that are going to need working on. See if I can find any for you. It's not that bad considering it's 20 years old, you know. What do we got on this side? That's not going to do it. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm actually going to buy the paint, the matching colour paint that you can put on with like a brush and then polish in. That's the method I'm going to use for that. I was thinking of sanding it out a bit and spraying it, but I'm rubbish at that. And then you're going to get this line across here, so you've got to tape it off there. And there's always a line, you can see it. I was looking at second-hand cars today in Hereford at a car place we go and have a look at each time. And there was a very, very nice Mercedes. But it had basically, all along here, it's got like a ledge there. And it looked like all the paint was come off by being stood in the sun. But when you look closer, they'd obviously taped that, sprayed below it. You could, when they pulled it off, you could actually see the line. So they've done it wrong. I don't know. I'm not an expert, so I don't know the best way of doing it. But they've obviously pulled this tape off, and it's pulled the paint off. And so they've obviously used the wrong kind of tape, and it was on both sides of the car. Ruins are very nice. So it was about 15, 16 years old, but a really top of the range Mercedes. That otherwise you'd probably jump at it for the price. It was about £3.5 grand, I think it was. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So my car does need a lot of work doing to it as far as the body, but I've got some time on my hands now. I'm working a lot of shifts, but I do have days off when I haven't got much to do. So I'm going to sort this out now. I've got a lot of, because this is the bonnet. I don't know if you can see, you see that there? Like sort of rust specks everywhere. Now I'm not sure if I can get those out, but if I buy the small tube of paint with like a little brush on it, so you just apply it, so to those there for example, I think you let it dry and then you polish it in. I'm just trying to make this car look as nice as possible. Like I said, I'm having, in 2 weeks time, I'm having a major service, going to have everything done to it and the cam belt, and it's just going to make it so much better. It's a 2 litre petrol. It's got 100, I think it's 155 horsepower, which is quite a lot. Sometimes when you're going up steep hills, pulling away to go up the steep hills, it seems to lack a bit of power. And I'm sure a full service, new cam belt, that's going to cure all of that. It is high mileage, 155,000 is now got on the clock. And of course you can see the old damage there. Excuse the kind of beer in the distance. That's a nasty one. So I'm hoping that's not going to extend. If it does, I'm going to have to look into my insurance, like I said, and try and get that replaced, because I have got a journey to Germany and back coming up in the not so distant future. So probably September, I'd imagine. So yeah, there are scratches on there, and there's a lot of problems with the car. It's got a lot of where the paint sort of peeled off. I don't think you can actually see that there. There's actually paint where it's like the top level's gone off. I'm not quite sure what I can do about that. That, like I say, I'm just gonna brush paint that with the proper stuff that you can get from the likes of Hereford and so on. I'm sure you can. And then polish it in, and that should get rid of that. I just want to make sure the car is nice, keep it up tip top as much as possible. Yeah, so that's about it for now. I'm going to sit back in the car and listen to the football. Luckily it's not an England game tonight because they're crap. They shouldn't be, but they are. So yeah, so I'm going to listen to a bit of football before I have quite an early night. So it's 8 o'clock now, or 8:05, and within the hour I'll be in bed. Hopefully I can get some sleep, because I've got a 14-hour shift, which means I get up at about 5:10 tomorrow morning. Anyway, that's it for now. Everybody take care. I'm still not filming much at the moment. Once that car is fixed, I will be driving much. We're hoping, with my mate of mine, next Saturday, we're hoping to find something where we can go. There's lots of sort of shows on this time of year now. I said he's going to have a look online, so see if we can find something, you know, with steam engines, vintage cars and all that sort of stuff. So we're hoping to do that next weekend, next Saturday, because that's my last weekend day off for a long time to come. So all of July I'm working every weekend and in the week as well, so I'm not going to have that much time to go to these different shows and that, because they mainly take place on weekends and I'm going to be working. That's where I'm in the country really. So yeah, anyway, everybody take care. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.